What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today it is that time of year again. May is almost upon us. I know it's April 10th at the time of this recording, or actually the 9th technically, but this is gonna go by very fast. You know how time goes. Time stops for no man, no woman, whatever, and Golden Week will be here soon, especially this year in Japan. It is a very big deal over here. Now, quick history lesson, I guess, for those who don't know. Golden Week is essentially, in the simplest form, a string of random holidays, things like Child's Day, Boy's Day, and other things, even though Child Days and Boy Days are the same thing, basically. But nonetheless, it's just like random string of holidays that, however the calendar fell, when they eventually made it and everything long ago, we basically get a few days off here. Now, usually what happens is you get like, what is it, like, you'll get like April 28th and 9th off, and then you have to still be a normal day for like 30th and the 1st, and then usually the 2nd and 3rd are also off, and then May 5th is off, and all this other stuff. So usually what happens here, and this has happened the last 5 years that I've lived here in Japan, is that, again, randomly, a couple days off, then I've got to go to work for the next couple days, then I've got to work, then I've got to get a couple days off again, and then I go back to work. So it's kind of always been like that. This time, however, the Emperor is changing. The era is changing. The era has officially been named already, and the Emperor is retiring, and we are getting a new one. And so there is a string of 10 days off here in Japan, okay? So needless to say, we are probably going to get something big for Dokkan. Again, I'm assuming it's going to start at the very end of April, probably like April 28th or 9th or something like that. And then we'll have to go from there. But the week leading up to that, though, you know there's probably going to be some data download stuff. I'm sure the data miners for like Dokkan, or all the French data miners and everything will probably have some information or find some information out for us. I'm just taking wild guesses here at this moment. This is a big discussion right now, but I wouldn't be surprised based on what we've got in the last couple years, and those are just kind of regular, everyday Golden Weeks. So with that being said, I want to go over what we got the last couple years real quick for those who don't remember, and then what we could potentially be getting. And now, in terms of like characters and everything, that's always going to be up in the air, but based on what we've got in the past 2 years, we can probably safely assume that we know we're going to be getting like this and this, especially, no problem, no questions asked, okay? So, real quickly, let's go into real quick what we got last time, okay? So, as we know, when we did this 2 years ago for Golden Week, we got the dual Dokkan Fest banners of the Int Vegeta and the STR Janemba. Remember those guys back in the day 2 years ago? Whew, man, I feel old now. But nonetheless, that's what we got. We got a dual Dokkan Fest banner. They're actually pretty good. I liked the Vegeta banner pretty well. Janemba banner only gave me one Janemba, but it was still a really good banner. Cooler was obviously really good. Man, Merge Zamas. Whew, man, do we need a new Merge Zamas card? Hey, maybe that will be one of the cards we're going to get this year. I don't know. Hard to say. But anyway, so that's what we got for the Dokkan Fest, right? We always get a Dokkan Fest card at the beginning of the month. And this is what we got for this, and again, because of whatever reasons they decided to do, they did the dual Dokkan Fest because, again, Janemba and Gogeta always kind of mesh together, right? Okay, so we got that. And then later on during that same exact month, we actually got the LR Broly banner. This was the time when STR Broly was new, Sheen SSR Broly. And so right there, we got an LR halfway through the month, which was, back then it was especially normal to get that, right? You had your Dokkan Fest at the beginning, end of the month / beginning of the month, and then halfway through the month, you got the new LR, right? We had those 90% LRs at the time. Then we started getting the 100%, and then they kind of go randomly, and then now they've gone more towards the category in 100% LRs, but, it is what it is. Okay, so that was 2 years ago. And then last year, we got the Vegeta Blue Evolution, which also brought like Jiren, this old SCR Gohan, Topo, all that stuff, right? Mostly the Tournament of Power stuff, because that at the time was happening in the anime itself. So that makes sense, right? And then we also ended up getting the EZA for the Family Kamehameha Trio, which, that was kind of a big deal back then, because as of then, we only had the SSJ 3 Goku and the Legendary Broly, if I remember correctly. There might have been one more that we had gotten before these guys, but I'm pretty sure these guys were it. So that was pretty cool to see. And we also got the Bardock, a new SSR Bardock, which at the time, again, was an LR, just like we got with the Broly 2 years ago. And that's essentially what we got, okay? So, with that being said now, the big question is, what does this mean for this upcoming time? Because originally, we could just look at this and be like, okay, well, the past 2 Golden Weeks have just simply been a Dokkan Fest, maybe an EZA now, because that's what's going on right now, and then we'll get an LR. Okay, pretty standard stuff. But if any of you Google, just go in and Google Japan Emperor or Japan Golden Week 2019 or something, and you are going to see lots of news articles about the Emperor changing the era and everything. This is a big deal, and I personally think that Akatsuki is probably going to do something, you know, probably pretty special for it, essentially. So I can easily see I see personally two things happening. First off, I'm going to see a dual Dokkan Fest, okay? We've kind of started, you know, obviously we've already had them for a couple of times, but we have the dual category leads, okay? Now, unfortunately, though, we've also, you know, when we got, like, the, you know, Hit wasn't new to us, or not new to the game, but it is new to JP. Global obviously had it before JP, but Hit was, again, a dual Dokkan Fest card with a dual category lead. The Transforming Vegeta was kind of one, I guess. He was a category lead and a super type lead, so it's kind of a mix there, you know, whatever is based on that. But again, he was kind of an older card. You know, he definitely was made way back when the Goku and Frieza got their transformation units and everything. We've had the dual category leads here on JP for the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie and the Gogeta at the same time. And then for some reason, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta went backwards on that. I'm not really sure. So I personally think that we're going to get a dual Dokkan Fest with a dual category leads. I think it's time. I think we are finally going to get a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. And the only reason I'm saying that right now is because we just got the BoJack movie Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Finally, that physical SR that's so old. He's finally getting in Dokkan Awaken. Now, I don't think it's going to be a simply straight Super Saiyan 2 Gohan out of the blue. I think he'll be a Super Saiyan Gohan. I think he will. And then he's going to go into Super Saiyan 2 for some kind of transformation. Yeah. Please make it 4 turns, Akatsuki. Make it 4 turns. Anything more. I don't care. Stop it. 4 turns. That's all we need, okay? Cool? Cool. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So there have been so many people that have made up cards about saying, you know, we want the a Gohan to do this, a new Hybrid Saiyan leader card, and then also for a dual category, make it some kind of like Cell Saga category potentially. That would be really cool. I think that would definitely be, that would fit. That would really would. Especially because, and the reason I think Gohan as well could easily be a Dokkan Fest unit is because I mentioned beforehand that in Golden Week we have a holiday here called Boys Day. Well, Gohan technically went from a boy to a man, or a teenager technically, however you want to look at it. I'm not going to get into the technical aspects of all that stuff, but nonetheless, it is that kind of same thing. I mean, granted, Boys Day here in Japan is just simply celebrating it, but it could have maybe a little bit of a deeper meaning. Again, I could be reading into this way too much, but nonetheless, we could, I think that's why we could potentially see a, Gohan Super Saiyan, young teen, youth, whatever you want to call him. I still call him teen, pretty much. But a Super Saiyan Gohan transforms into a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, 4 turns for whatever restrictions. If they have to give him restrictions, I wish they wouldn't. But knowing Akatsuki, they're going to, or something like that. But if they just made it simply 4 turns, then I'd be okay with that. I personally would. So he could be a Hybrid Saiyan leader category, and then maybe like a Cell era or Cell games category as well. And then if they are going to make it a dual Dokkan Fest, then introduce a new Cell. We haven't gotten a new Cell in quite some time, so add him into the mix as well, and that would be really cool. Get a perfect Cell, and then he could transform into super perfect Cell, with the electricity around him and everything like that. So I personally think that would be really cool to see. That would, again, be, for Cell, I don't really know what you could do in terms of a category for him. He's not really under the movie bosses or anything like that. So, obviously he could, I guess you could maybe make him an android as the second part of his leader skill. And then the main leader skill could be a Cell Saga category, maybe, potentially. I don't really know. I know them sharing potential leader skills could be a little weird or something like that. But nonetheless, I think that would be pretty cool. Because we got Dual Dokkan Fest 2 years ago. I mean, why not? We might as well say that we could potentially see that again, especially for a big event like Golden Week here happening in Japan. So I personally think that will happen. So, again, Super Saiyan Gohan goes into Super Saiyan 2. That is the one card I want the most. Hybrid Saiyans needs a new category leader. It is way too old right now. As much as I would love to say, yeah, obviously I want more Vegeta cards and everything, because again, big Vegeta fanboy here, but that's not what we need right now, right? We need a new Gohan unit, a Gohan unit that works well with both shocking speed and prepare for battle units, and again, is in that teen form, and he's not limited to Ultimate Gohan's shocking speed only, okay? So I personally think that's what we need to see, okay? And then second, an LR. Yeah, I could easily see an LR coming, no problem. Again, we got 2 in the last 2 years. I know they've been a little off on their LRs this time, you know, especially this year. They've been very random when they drop random LR banners. But with Golden Week, again, I could see it happening, especially if they put some good sales up or something like that. Easily, I could see some kind of new LR. In terms of what the LR could be, oh man, that gets really tough to start guessing. It could literally be anything. It really could. So I'm not sure exactly what it could be, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What LR do you want, and what do you think that they would release for something like Golden Week? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. So with that being said, I know by the time you guys are watching this, it is going to be still about 2 or 3 weeks out until Golden Week. But I want to get the discussion out now because, again, we could possibly start seeing, you know, data downloads and data mines and all that kind of stuff to start hinting at what we could see for Golden Week. I don't personally see Global NJP, by the way, for anyone's going to be asking. I don't see them sharing this. I don't. Golden Week is a Japanese holiday, and it's a big event here in Japan, and there's no point in, I guess, you know, it doesn't mean much to the rest of the world for the Emperor changing or anything like that, because, again, the Emperor doesn't hold any actual political power here anymore in Japan. He's just simply a figurehead. So, with that being said, though, I really don't think it's not going to happen, okay? Luckily, we had Sand Day, where it was the Transforming Vegeta for both Global and JP. That was really cool. I definitely want to see more of that, but for Golden Week, I don't see it personally happening, just because of the nature of the holiday and everything, okay? So, let me know your thoughts, guys. What do you think is going to show up for Golden Week? Do you think an LR is going to come? Do you think it's just going to be a Dokkan Fest? What EZA? That's another thing real quick, is an EZA. We've gotten both Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and now the Tech Golden Frieza is popping up tonight, actually, at the time of this recording. So, who's next? As much as I would love to say AGL Vegito, I don't think it's going to happen. I think AGL will be last. I honestly think it's going to be last. If I had to take a wild guess, maybe, well, actually, if it falls in line with the with the SSJ Gohan and the Cell as a dual Dokkan Fest, I could see an EZA for the STR Cell. I really could. And the nice thing about that is that you could technically run whatever new cell we get if he starts off as just a normal perfect cell. Then you can have the STR cell EZA, or technically the Tech one if you wanted to. And then you can also have the LR cell and Cell Juniors, because they're all different cells technically. So you start running the Cell team or something like that. That'd be really funny. So, but yeah, I could definitely see STR cell getting EZA if STR is the next one, because it also means Omega would then be getting his EZA eventually. Although he's still a pretty good card, so I don't know what more they're going to do for him. So, I don't know. It's really weird. We'll have to wait and see. So, anyway, guys, what do you think is going to be the Dokkan Fest unit? If it's going to be a dual Dokkan Fest or just a normal Dokkan Fest? Do you think an LR will be coming? What EZA do you think is going to pop up next? Because again, Tech is now done, but especially by the time most of you might be watching this later on. So what's next? Is it AGL, STR, Int, or Physical? So we'll have to wait and see. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. It's coming up pretty soon. The only other thing I can really think of that they might do besides the Kid Gohan or the SSJ Gohan is to maybe do a Trunks and Zamasu. But that didn't do too well 2 years ago with New Year's. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Especially we would all love to see, you know, an actual good Zamasu and a good Trunks and everything. Time for Gohan to shine too. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video, though. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you all in the next one.